It's like crazy that the whole of our like older suburbs, which are full of terraces, have living on the ground floor, which is the darkest space. You walk past the front door, and you can see somebody like sitting in the lounge room watching TV. And it seems so obvious that for living, you just want to flip the whole thing, you know?
You know, I mean, I suppose typically people think about building, you know, these things have side windows and, you know, with being right on a boundary, there's restrictions on that. But I don't think you really miss them given the amount of light that we've managed to bring in from both sides.
We essentially had like a pretty resolved design that we originally got priced, which was quite different to what we ended up building.
Cool, yeah. Which I think I took for granted as something that you would just do as an industrial designer. You know, you kind of, like, nothing's off the table in a sense. Like, you're always trying to adjust things and evolve how you do things. But I understand the building way now is very different because the way things, they just have, you know, a lot of unforeseen impacts that can change things. So you got to be careful doing that sort of stuff.
Yeah. I know we looked at doing the glass bricks, which are absolutely beautiful, but like incredibly expensive for what they are.
The Venetian glass bricks were a bit of a cost barrier.
Yeah, but also it feels like the simplicity of using just this really like basic common building product of kind of the 80s and 90s, you know.
There's something industrially simple about it, and you've still got those mortar lines expressed, and you know, they all line up on the outside. They've done a lovely job at kind of keeping that all pretty tight.
The blockwork's sort of 190 plus a 10mm grout line. The glass blocks are 190 plus a 10mm grout line. You needed those things to kind of line up, which is fine in some parts, but then when you have the slabs connect in and have set downs, that all gets a bit tricky. And then the simplicity of just doing a glass block wall is actually quite complicated to make it look neat.
There's also no downlights in any of the house because I think I'm a bit of a unusually downlight phobic person. Being able to roll that ceiling up and then have nothing on the ceiling, nothing really to sort of catch your eye up, that gives that just loftiness of the ceiling just floating up. I mean, the mix of industrial and kind of, I wouldn't say luxury materials, I think it's more of a contrasting material language is always interesting to me. There's like there's an expression, you know, you keep the tone similar, but you keep the contrast of the texture. You know, if you can ramp that up, then you get this interesting play. So, you know, I think there's always, you know, if you're gonna have perfect walls, then you gotta have a kind of fucked up floor. And our expression of that was to keep the floor unfilled, raw travertine pavers, basically. So there's no, you know, they're a kind of classic modernist building format, but left unfilled, they stay durable, but they just kind of patina a bit, I suppose. I think the same way of having that kind of cast glass, which is a little bit imperfect, and then putting that next to stainless steel in the kitchen. Every time your eye rests on something, there's a counterpoint to that.